What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas, because now today we have a very unique GOAT format deck profile, and that is for Relinquished. Alright guys, so like I said, this deck profile is for the one, the only, the OG boss ritual monster Relinquished, who God, just had so much text in his magic ruler, and I guess probably spell ruler as well, in his card text. So let's go ahead, dive in. Starting off, it is still GOAT format. You still gotta make a deck run somehow. So we do run a little bit of a chaos package in here. So we have the one, the only, the Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. Then we also have 3 Chaos Sorcerer that we play in here as well too. Moving on, we have the Dark Magician of Chaos. So with this, it will kind of recycle a few of the big hitter spell cards that we're going to be playing in here, which we'll dive into coming up. So yeah, Dark Magician of Chaos in here as well too. Kind of a cool thing, special summon Chaos Sorcerers or BLS. Use their effects to banish off some stuff. And then bring out Dark Magician of Chaos to finish up the job. Next, we are running 3 copies of Manju of the 10,000 Hands. So he's super good because he lets you search either the ritual monster or the ritual spell. So if you got a little bit more versatility with him versus say like Sonic Bird or Senju. I want to say there might be one more if I'm completely not thinking of. But moving on, we do actually have 3 Senju that are playing in here as well too, and he lets you search out the Ritual Monster card. So just help kind of get that Relinquish a little bit quicker. Never hurts to have a little bit more in there with the Manju. And then we only have 1 Sonic Bird. He's one that searches out the spell card. I don't know, it's something I'm still kind of playing around with. I feel like having 3 Manju and 3 Senju is kind of enough for versatility, but having at least 1 Sonic Bird I don't think really hurts the flow of this deck. Also, we got a nice ultra rare one thanks to Speed Duel. So moving on, a little bit more for generic cards in here. Sinister Serpent, you know, we do I'm pretty sure I do have Graceful Charity in this deck, so it's just something to, you know, discard. And then we have 3 copies of Tsukiyomi. You never know what your opponent's going to have on the field, and this will just help kind of clean up a little bit. Turn off cards like Jinzo, for example. And then, of course, we have the big guy himself. We have Relinquished in here. So, just help suck up one of your opponent's monsters. Let's see, I think one of these, yep, it is the Master Collection, so I believe it has a little bit more for cleaned up text. So, yeah, Relinquished, the OG Ritual boss monster. You know, in the same set, we did get, you know, things like Hungry Bird, which is also a boss in his own right. Moving on to the spells, so we got 3 Black Illusion Ritual. You know, in case you did discard 1 or 1 got ripped out from your opponent's Delinquent Duo, at least we have Dark Magician of Chaos to help kind of recycle it back. And you also got Manju and Sonic Bird to search him out a little bit quicker as well too. So you got some options going on there. And then 2 Book of Moon, kind of like Tsukiyomi, just turn off anything your opponent might have. And then a card destruction as well too. Just helps get through the deck a little bit quicker so you can see your ritual bad boy. And then of course, it is GOAT format, so you gotta be playing that Delinquent Duo. Just help disrupt any plays your opponent might be brewing up in their hand. Moving on from that, of course, we have a little bit more for the generic GOAT format cards. Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm, and then we do play 3 Metamorphosis. So we can take Relinquished and go right into Thousand Eyes Restrict. Nice little quick way of doing that. And we do have some Scapegoat in here as well too, so there is another option with that. I mean, with Relinquished and Thousand Eyes, you can just clear up your opponent's board pretty quickly. So that's, yeah, that's pretty nice. So, of course, like I said, moving on, just like our generic GOAT format cards. So, MST, Pot of Greed, We got a Premature Burial in here as well, too. Scapegoat, which I believe we got 2 copies of. Snatch Steal, just again, clean up your opponent's board. And then Upstart Goblin, and then another Upstart Goblin, since we are allowed to play 2. I mean, realistically, life points aren't too much of a thing with this deck. I mean, you got heavy hitters like Black Luster, you have Dark Magician of Chaos, and you have Relinquish, you have Thousand Eyes Restrict in the extra deck, thanks to Metamorphosis with Scapegoat. So, not too worried about it. It's only 1,000 life points, especially if you're sucking up your opponent's monsters. I mean, who really cares at that point? Moving on to the traps, we only have 1, and that's Waboku. So, yeah, I don't know. This just felt like a deck where I didn't really need too many traps. When I was playtesting it, just tend to flow nicely. So, I mean, we'll see. I will probably start doing, like, GOAT format duels, you know, eventually on the channel. And you guys can see these decks in action. You can see how Relinquished fares against other GOAT format decks of its time. So, moving on to the extra deck. That's pretty generic. We do have our Last Warrior from Another Planet. We do have a Gatling Dragon. And we also have our big hitters, I guess you could say. Our big negate boys. Or destruction boys, realistically. So Reaper on the Nightmare. And then, of course, we have our Dark Blade. We have 2 of those? Yeah. Then we have 2 Fiend Skull Dragon. Dark Balter. Then we have 3 Ryu Senji. So, I mean, if your opponent does have any kind of like Monarch or anything like that on the field, Jinzo, or, you know, what have you, Snatch Steal, take them, play Metamorphosis. It's a pretty basic combo, but it's at least one that will disrupt your opponent enough. It could help you win the duel and, you know, reclaim those 2,000 free life points you gave from Upstart Goblin. And then moving on, we have our Carbonal Warrior. Same thing, if your opponent's got level 4 and you want to kind of clean up a little bit, you have Snatch Steal and Metamorphosis. Why not? And then, of course, the big hitter, we got 3,000 Eyes Restrict in the deck as well, too. For Relinquish, for the Scapegoats. I mean, Snatch Steal if your opponent's got their own Relinquish, I guess, or something, you know? But yeah, so a little bit more of a quicker deck profile today. It is the holidays, so I'm trying to dish these out, you know, as quickly as I can with everything going on. But yeah, that is the Relinquish deck. So coming up, probably in the next few weeks in the new year, we're going to be doing some GOAT format duels on here, and I'll be sure to definitely show this one off. Because this is one, I find it pretty fun. You know, it's not really a strategy that you see played too often. Not many people are thinking about Relinquish back then, you know? But yeah, I think having a little bit of the chaos in here, you got Metamorphosis, you got solid lines of play that your opponent might just find annoying. Not quite as annoying as that burn deck, but still pretty annoying. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Be sure to check out TCG player link down below. Check out rpkgaming.com as well too. I'm going to be putting up some GOAT format inspired playmats. I think it's about time that we start doing that. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Goodbye, and good night.